Today I'm coming to you from our equipment room because I want to talk to you about what you have to watch out for when you're using a long HDMI cable. Kind of like when you had batteries in an old Sony Walkman. With regular batteries on a tape, after a while the tape player would slowly start to slow down and then eventually stop. Listening to music in an iPod or on your iPhone, when the battery dies on the phone, it just cuts out. Digital signals that are sent via HDMI are the same way. At a certain point, the signal will stop. This particular 75-foot cable claims to have like a little mini amplifier in there to kind of boost the signal so you can send it farther. But it works if I connect some laptops, not all, but some, and it doesn't work if I try to connect any iPads. It doesn't work if I try to connect any Blu-ray players, and it doesn't work if I try to connect any cameras. And so the results are mixed. The use case for this is really limited. In a situation like mine, where we have to support a number of different kinds of computers and devices, we don't always know ahead of time exactly what those devices are, or even if we do, we might not have a chance to get access to the machine to test it. A 75-foot HDMI cable just isn't reliable enough for us. At most, what I recommend using is a 50-foot HDMI cable if you have a chance to test it. And so we have a handful of HDMI cables that we trust, that we've tested with both laptops and iPads, the two most common things that we have to support. There are some though, when I first kind of started down this path of getting longer HDMI cables, there were some that would work sometimes, some that would work never, and it was a mixed bag. So I'll post a link into the description to a 50-foot HDMI cable that I use and that I recommend, but I would recommend that you buy one of these if you need it this long, test it yourself, and then if it works with the devices that you might be using, then you can go ahead and buy more if you need more. But my fallback is I always like 30-foot and 25-foot HDMI cables. They're not usually long enough for some of the courtroom installations that we do, but in a conference room, it's usually long enough. So if that's what you're looking for, 25 to 30 foot is kind of the max range that I would suggest to be safe if you don't know and if you're not gonna be able to do a lot of testing of the other devices that come in ahead of time. Now to get distance longer than 50 feet, we then will switch the HDMI signal and convert it to an Ethernet signal using something called HDBaseT. HDBaseT is a standard that allows you through different conversion boxes to change the signal from an HDMI audio and video signal to one that can be carried over Ethernet cable. Ethernet cable is a lot cheaper to run, and also we can, once it's converted to that HDBaseT format, it can run much longer distances. So anything that we need that's longer than 50 feet, we'll usually run with HDBaseT and have transmitters and receivers that work along those lines. If you have any questions about AV or projector monitor technology at all, feel free to leave it in the comment, if it's not about HDMI cables itself. I'm trying to collect a whole bunch of Q&As so I can have like a Q&A video coming up here pretty soon. So if you have any questions, DM me on Twitter, Instagram, or leave me a message here in the comments, or you can leave me a private message on YouTube through the app. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you guys. Thanks again for watching this one. I just looked at some of the YouTube analytics, and we hit over 90,000 minutes of watch time for this channel over the last 4-week period. So that is amazing. It's beyond my expectations. So I'm thrilled, and I thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys on the next one.